Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray edition of Sense and Sensibility. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365. Okay, Sense and Sensibility is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Sony. It is currently only available as part of the Columbia Classics Collection Volume 2 on 4K, which is available at all your online retailers. Now, as far as the film itself goes, to be honest, I'm not the biggest Jane Austen fan. In fact, I've only seen this movie one time before, way back on cable days, and for me, revisiting this on 4K was actually a very nice surprise. I really enjoy the cast of this movie. I feel that Emma Thompson, Kate Winslet, Hugh Grant, and Alan Rickman really make great characters. They have a good cast in that area. And when it comes to the story, it's not too bad. Actually, I prefer this version of the film as opposed to the remake, which was made several years later. And I think visually, the cinematography is beautiful in this film. Story-wise, once again, not quite my cup of tea, but revisiting this with slightly older eyes, I think I appreciate it a lot more. I am actually, it kind of turned me into a fan of the film. I'm not sure it's something I would go back to quite often, but to be honest, having the 4K edition of this, the best possible way to watch the film, is very nice, and I think going into it for the first time, you may appreciate it more in that area. Okay, we're going to talk about the picture quality and the audio in just a moment, but first, let's do a quick unboxing. Okay, we have Sense and Sensibility with the slipcover matching the rest of the Columbia Classics Collection Volume 2. And we have the back, and the spine, and interior-wise, like that. And some artwork on the discs. It's always nice. Now, let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. Sense and Sensibility on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has a 185:1 aspect ratio with native 4K resolution and HDR10 for the grading. This movie, of course, was shot on film, and film grain is light in density. It's very cinematic, organic, and it makes for a very enjoyable experience. With this movie being a period piece primarily set in the countryside, the HDR color palette is, in a word, stunning. From the fields of green that are lush and vibrant to just general landscaping look beautiful to look at. Costuming gets a nice visual pop, as well as interiors of locations also look great. This movie is just fantastically rendered in HDR and just visually very nice to look at. Nighttime scenes are appropriately dark throughout the film with no issues of elevation. Shadow detail on the interior scenes are also pretty spot on. The 4K resolution gives you a nice increase in the look and detail of the film. Costuming and skin textures look fantastic, especially up close. The general aesthetic also benefits here. And mid-range and up-close shots in general look very pleasing. Sense and Sensibility on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a Dolby Atmos audio presentation. Now, the surround sound environment is not overly aggressive, but it still makes for a very good listening experience. With this movie being very dialogue heavy, the center channel handles it very well. In the front speakers, they sound great and they complement the center channel nicely. In the mid-level and rear speakers, it's pretty much intermittent when it comes to activity back there, and it's mostly relegated to ambient sound effects such as birds chirping or animals or some kind of crowd chatter in the background, but it does a good job when it's active. And the high speakers are used sparingly as well. They do add to the immersive feel of the surround sound environment, but they're used mostly for weather effects or something like that. And the LFE channel has a subtle presence. I only really noticed it in a couple of occasions. Thunderclap, for instance, I think really brought it to life, but for the most part, it's just there. It's not something that would be demo worthy. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Sense and Sensibility on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray an A+. This is definitely the best looking disc in the Columbia Classics Collection Volume 2 set, and the picture is stunning. The colors just really pop off the screen, the landscape looks breathtaking at times, and just the overall image quality is top notch. The cinematic look of the film is well represented on 4K, and it's visually very pleasing. For the audio presentation, I'm going to give this one an A-. The Dolby Atmos is a very nice addition to this movie, and on 4K it does sound very good. While not terribly surround sound heavy, when it does kick on, it's pretty immersive and it does add a nice element to the feature. Everything up front sounds great, and overall, it's a very enjoyable listening experience. So that is my review of Sense and Sensibility on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. If you're interested in picking this movie up as part of the Columbia Classics Collection Volume 2 set, I will leave an Amazon link in the comments section below, but if you have it already, let me know your thoughts in the comments. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.